Chocolate Man is back. I am back, and I have a subject that's very interesting. It goes something like this. In life, you don't know what you want to do, but when you decide, or it's actually a decision at the end of the day, because we hope for a force to pull us towards something, and it does. Often we end up doing things that we end up in a career or something else that we never ever dreamed of because it's not our dream. And that happened to me, and it happened to many, many other people. And I've seen that most people end up in careers that they had nothing to do with. So the point is, they just follow the opportunities and they end up somewhere better. That's what I did for the longest time. It's interesting, but I gave it up. I gave up a very, very lucrative and successful career as a manager to basically become an artist. I quit, I burned the boats, and moved back from another country, from the Netherlands to Romania. The point is that almost nobody does that. Almost nobody chooses to give up at the height or almost the height. I'm sure that I would have earned even more money if I stayed in that career. Still to this day, I'm not earning as much as I did back then. So even though it's been, 8 years? I think it's been 8 years since then. And the point that I'm trying to make is that the sacrifice that you have to make for doing what you want is success. You are going to have less things. You are going to have less success, at least for a while, until you figure out things. And that's exactly what happened to me. I had an amazing job I was good at, and I quit to specifically go back here and start a business, an art business, one of the hardest thing to do. And I succeeded. I actually started 8 businesses. Almost each of them made money, but only one of them was successful at making big profits. Well, just profits. All of them made profit, but the point is that don't wait until it's too late. Don't wait until you have it so good that if you were going to quit, you would feel so bad. Because I didn't feel bad. I didn't feel bad about my decision. I felt bad a year after I was hitting my head against the wall over and over and not really understanding how to make a business. And a year later, I understood. I was in such a better place, but still not really making as much money. And to this day, I'm not really making as much money. This is the path that I chose. I chose to be less successful in order to have more freedom to do the things that I want to do and to feel as if I'm my own boss, let's say. So people don't tell me what to do every day. I think that's one of the most underrated things. The ability to not have people tell you what to do is amazing. And usually the only way you can do that is by making your own business. And specifically with less and less people. Because at some point, you realize this once you have employees. I know I don't look like it, but I had, I think, 6 or 7 employees until now. And point is that when you have employees, you start to realize that it's exactly like having a job, because now you have to work for your employees to have something to do. Like, you have to do something in the business so that the business, and you now have to have a threshold. It's not like before where you had your own schedule, nobody bothered you. Now there is 3 people who demand work from you, and they also are people, and people are complicated. And they have the same thing that you have in your mind. Like, I used to judge my employees like everybody does, because I was expecting them to work harder than me because I'm paying them, which is preposterous. But the point is that I am avoiding doing as much work as I want. They will avoid it as well. Like, it's human nature to try to avoid expanding energy. And that's exactly what happens with your employees. And that's exactly what happens inside of you as well. You avoid expanding as much energy as needed or possible just because you don't want to. Your brain is like, why would we do that? We're going to get the most amount of rewards by doing this much. If we do this much, the results are going to diminish. We're going to be tired, and we're not going to get paid as much. So that's exactly what happens in your brain and everyone else's brain. But that's not how things should work. Like, the most in business and in life, if you do the extra work, you might not get rewarded today, but in the future you will get rewarded, not by getting promoted or whatever, but the fact that you've built that skill of pushing through resistance and doing more and more. And I think that's the only way that you can actually start a business, because in the beginning, the business is not going to be easy. It does get easier and easier the more you stay in that business, because you slowly understand how to do things better, and you get more efficient with time, and you get more money, and you get to do other businesses as well because of the lessons that you've learned, because of the way you've learned how to create value. But it's not really, basically, it's a deal from creating value is, how to say this, you either make money for someone or you help them have something at a cheaper price. That's the easiest way to basically make money. Like, you position yourself in such a manner that you are either more productive so you can sell a bit cheaper or at the same price, but because you are super productive, now you are making more money, because per hour you basically change the deal. Like, if something would have taken other people two weeks or 2 months to make, if you're taking 2 hours and you have almost the same product, then of course it's going to be a better deal for you, and it's going to be a bad deal for them. So that's what I realized. Like, putting in those extra hours and extra effort is basically going to help you in the future, because you are going to get more and more and more efficient at what you are doing. So much so that what used to take you 5 days, 1 week, or something like that, it will now take you 2 hours or 1 hour. And that's exactly what happened in my business. I started a course business, and I used to take about 3, 4, 5 days to make a course. And then it took me about 2 days, and then it took me one day, and then it took me 4 hours, and now it takes me 1 to 2 hours. So that's a lot of efficiency. Of course, if I was, well, I'm kind of lying because I'm only thinking of the creation process. It takes me about 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours. So from 80 hours to well, not 80 hours to 4 days is like 8 times 4. Let's do the math. 24, I think. Yes, 24. And no. What am I saying? I don't know how to do math at this time. I think it's 32. So 32, it's from 32 hours to about 4 hours. So if I am a bit faster, I can do it in about 3. So about 10%. I've scratched about 90% of the time. I've just eliminated 90% of the time. This year alone, I've reduced half of the time. Like I've improved by 100% just by filming myself and talking in front of the camera. Now I don't have to do voiceovers. I can do the course and speak as if it's live. And I wasn't able to do that until this year. So it was taking me this much time to film and this much time, this exact same time to make a voiceover. Now I can make it at the same time. So yeah, just because I started filming myself like this every single day, multiple times a day. I think I've finished my chocolate and I have to do some administrative work. Another beautiful day is over, and I decided to be a bit more lenient with Sophie and just let her be a dog more and stop trying to educate her super, super fast. And I gave myself like a year and a half to just do her training yet again, so she becomes the best dog ever. And I posted a course, I filmed another course, I visited my mom to do some errands to give her some accounting papers. And now I'm looking at the camera and it's probably gonna shut down just because it has high temperature reading. And I do need to transfer the files, edit everything, and I'm happy. Tomorrow I'm gonna meet with my editor. I posted the course, it already has 1 student, which is amazing. I only was able to post the course because I did the work beforehand this week. And yeah, I'm gonna start doing that, start doing some of the steps, preliminary steps that I need to do, because it doesn't take a long time, but it takes so many steps, and I have to be very attentive to so many things that it's kind of a bore. It's boring. That's the point. It's kind of boring. And yeah, thank you for watching and see you tomorrow.